black, Sportsworld goes karting with New Zealand's A1 Grand Prix team. Superb start. We speak to one of tennis's brightest prospects about the season ahead. Futsal fever, how Thailand has found success in the smaller version of the beautiful game. And archery's appeal, how one of the world's oldest sports is trying to revamp its image. Welcome to Sportsworld, Al Jazeera's regular look at sport around the globe. I'm Rahul Pathak. Now we'll start with motor racing, where the A1 Championship moves down under to New Zealand for the next round, where a local hero will be hoping to get back on top of the standings. Team New Zealand's Johnny Reid was the early pace setter in the championship, and he's determined to go one better and win the championship this time round. To do that, he'll need a strong performance at the New Zealand round. Wayne Hay has more.
When Johnny Reid wants to bring himself back to earth to escape the high-octane world of the A1 GP Championship, this is where he comes.
There's so many memories there, and today just brings some of those back.
There is no glitz or glamour here. There's no one in a grandstand that wouldn't hold many people anyway. But Reid doesn't mind. He knows every square inch of this kart racing track in an industrial area of suburban Auckland, and it's where he feels at home.
Just to get out there and slide around and have a bit of fun. It's so enjoyable and just very relaxing. You know, I have many great memories in karting, and you know, I wish everyone out there could have the opportunity that I've had it.
Like many top drivers, Reid started his career in a kart, but it's also what he keeps coming back to. During the off-season in the A1 series, this is where the 24-year-old trained.
That's all I could afford to do. It's all, you know, while the Europeans and the Americans were racing in other formulas, that's what I was battling through. And, you know, I enjoyed it though, and it kept me sharp.
Which is, of course, all important in any form of motorsport, but in particular in a series like A1, which is a one-make class of racing. The teams have the same cars, meaning no technological advantages. Any edge must come from teamwork and, of course, driver skill. And in Reid's case, he believes preparation is crucial. Hard work on and off the track.
Right, Johnny, that German's behind you. Right.
This machinery targets the neck and back and is used mainly for injury rehabilitation. But in Reid's line of work, it provides an ideal workout.
He's just doing it purely to strengthen his neck, the muscles around his neck, to help stabilise his head and neck as he's flying around those corners. That shakes.
This is by far the best sort of training routine that I've had for motorsport, and it's already shown it's made a difference to the start of the championship this year, and it's going to make a difference right on throughout.
So you roll your chin in, roll it in, and stop. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Good workout.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Any pain suffered is offset when he gets back out on the track for the fun side of training. Johnny Reid may well be a homeboy of sorts and love coming back here to New Zealand, back to his roots. But don't be fooled by that. He has dreams, he has aspirations, and he wants to get to the very top in motorsport. And the top means Formula One.
I'm still waiting for the call-up, if you like, as is many other drivers out there. And you've got to be one of the selected few. You've got to be in the right place at the right time. And, you know, with what we're achieving in A1 at the moment, with race wins and, you know, strong result last year as well, who knows what could happen. That call-up could be coming sooner than I expect. But
even if he does realise his dream and go all the way, you can guarantee he'll still be found back here in his downtime, back where it all began. Maybe then, though, there'll be some people watching. Wayne Hay, Al Jazeera, Auckland.
Now, what future for the Dakar Rally? Last weekend, one of the most famous events in motorsport was due to begin in Lisbon in Portugal. But for the first time in its 30-year history, the race was cancelled as a result of security threats. For 30 years, the Dakar Rally has been the ultimate test in motoring endurance. Civil war, serious accidents, route changes have all failed to stop this 9,000-kilometre race through the Saharan desert. But that all changed last week.
Based on the current international political tension, the murder of 4 French tourists on the 24th of December linked to a branch of Al-Qaeda, and the direct threats launched against the rally by terrorist organisations, no other decision but the cancellation of the Dakar Rally could be taken.
This is the incident that he was referring to. 4 French nationals shot dead while travelling in the south of Mauritania. As a result, the French government advised its citizens not to travel to the country, and that pressure finally told on the organisers, prompting Friday's announcement. This year's race was supposed to start in Lisbon on January the 5th. Drivers would then cross to Morocco and continue on through the Western Sahara before arriving in Mauritania. After 2 weeks, the race would finish in the Senegalese capital of Dakar. For its part, Mauritania's foreign minister said the decision to cancel the event was wrong. The race was a huge draw for competitors. The prospect of racing over 2 weeks in the most extreme of conditions attracted drivers from all over the world, both professional and amateur. But even experienced rally car drivers like 2-time world champion Carlos Sainz and the challenge of the Dakar a unique experience.
I feel much more comfortable when I am in a piece of road, when I have to make a proper line, when I have to do a proper braking. When you are just in the middle of nowhere and there is no roads there, I feel a little bit still unconfident, but I'm keeping learning.
Recently, the undisputed king of the event had been Stefan Peter-Hansel. The Frenchman had won 3 Dakar rallies in the last 4 years. The race organisers confident he'll have the chance to win his 4th next year.
The Dakar is a symbol, and nothing can destroy symbols. The Dakar's wounded, but the rally still remains standing, and next year we will meet you for a great sporting event.
Fighting words, but the race's future is by no means certain. The end of the Dakar would be a setback for the drivers, but an even bigger economic loss for the Saharan countries and the remote desert communities that have come to rely on this annual influx of visitors. Now, a new year means a new tennis season, and what better way to start 2008 than win your first tournament? That's exactly what Andy Murray did at the Qatar Open last week. The victory meant the 20-year-old broke into the world's top 10. And with the Australian Open just over a week away, Sportsworld's Kartine Sigram took the opportunity to catch up with one of the game's rising stars.
This was the championship point that gave Britain's Andy Murray the Qatar Open title. One of 3 tournaments being played around the world in the first week of the new tennis season.
I was happy with the way I played this week. You know, most of the matches were comfortable, except this one was really tough. So, feeling confident going to Australia.
Well, you've started the year by beating a top 5 player and winning a title. Does that mean you've got to change some of your goals for 2008?
You know, the most important thing is to keep improving and not only focus on the results, although they are important. You know, I want to make sure that my game keeps getting better and better. I've probably got about 1.5 years, 2 years of really good improving to do. I think, you know, I did really hard work in the off season, and you know that obviously paid off this week, and I need to keep up that hard work. But yeah, I mean, I expect a lot of myself, and you know, I have high standards already, so I don't need to set myself new goals.
Murray's fitness levels were an issue when he was a teenager, but this is now his 4th career title.
I've been on the tour for, you know, 2.5 years now, so start to feel much more comfortable on the court, and you know, I've learned how hard you need to work to be at the top of tennis right now, and I need to make sure I keep that up.
A split with his high-profile coach Brad Gilbert in October led to the 20-year-old choosing his own team of coaches and training particularly hard in the off-season.
I just wanted to go in a different direction, and you know, I've enjoyed it so far. I think everyone that has been working with me has enjoyed it as well. So it's not hugely different. Brad's obviously a great coach and did a lot of good work with me, but you know, I just wanted to try things a different way and hope that it's going to work out well.
How do you feel ahead of the Australian Open? Obviously the win this week will help your ranking.
You know, obviously I did well here last year, and if I hadn't made the final, I would have been seeded between 13 and 16, which means that you play, you know, Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, or Davydenko in the fourth round. You know, now instead I won't be seeded to play them until the quarters, which is obviously a big help. You know, the first time I'll be in that position going into a Grand Slam.
2007 was a difficult year for the sport, with match-fixing allegations and betting scandals tainting tennis's reputation. So much so that the sport's governing body has introduced new measures ahead of the 2008 season.
You know, obviously there was some stuff going on in the middle of last year towards the end as well. You know, so it's something that I think all the players want to take really seriously and make sure that there's none of that going on, because, you know, tennis is I think one of the hardest sports in the world to compete at the highest level at, and we need to try and keep it clean. You know, it's actually done a really good job, I think, the last few years of doing that. With you know, there was a lot of drug problems before that, and you know, now it's doing a good job. So hopefully the program that we set up over there will work well, and there won't be any problems next year.
As ever, you can keep up to date with all the latest news on our website, aljazeera.net/English. But stay with Sportsworld, because coming up, Archery's appeal, how one of the world's oldest sports is trying to revamp its image. And how Thailand is embracing the sport of futsal.